What's up, my little TisaTellss? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are King Charles, you are trying to get Harry back on your side. Too bad Harry and Meghan appear to be saying it's a little bit too late. But y'all, what this is more indicative of? First of all, Charles, in my opinion, is always going to be trash. He looks at the firm, a business. I don't feel like he has a connection to his kids, which is probably why Kate's like, my kid's not going to boarding school. Not particularly because she wants a tight relationship, even though I'm sure she loves her kids, but more to the point, she knows that as soon as those kids are like, mommy who, she doesn't want what William did to Diana, being like, my mother was crazy, a lunatic, to happen to her. So she's keeping her kids close to her. But Charles is always like, whatever, right? The thing is, this is not really indicative of what's going on between Charles and Harry, because Charles screws over Harry every time he can. To me, this is more indicative of the fact that he is making strategic alliances against William and Kate. But at the end of the day, Charles actually just wants William and Kate to work more. He doesn't want to bring Harry in. Why? We're going to get into the story, but let me just tell you my theory, and then you let me know after you hear the story if you think it's true. Charles is always going to be jealous. Charles is always going to be petty. Charles is who he is. He wants to be in charge, but he has the charisma of grilled broccoli, right? However, William and Kate can do work, but they will never make Charles jealous, because as much as Kate and William try to steal the show, when they stand on their own, they have the charisma of cold, unseasoned, gelatinous, lumpy oatmeal. The same way that William and Kate only want Sophie and the Earl of Wessex, whatever, around, right? Because they make them shine. That's the same way that Charles just really wants Will and Kate to get to work. But baby, it's not going to work. But let's get into what Charles actually wants, because this is a doozy. Now, mind you, this is coming from a man that evicted them from the house, refused to say happy birthday to the kids this year, zero relationship with the grandkids, has literally gone out of his way to hurt Harry every which way he can. When Harry's beloved grandmother died, Charles said, Meghan can't come. Meghan can't stand good. And not only that, Camilla has been launching, this has been rumored, all these negative stories against her. So this is coming from, now, I will say, I don't think this is genuine with him, but we'll get into this. But I do honestly think, and what do y'all think? I think this is nothing but a tool to get William and Kate to do some work. But William's a statesman now. That means he can sit in his castle and play, I'm an elder statesman. Anyway, right? A friend of the king and Camilla told the Daily Beast that while Charles hopes to be able to build relations with Harry in due course, he would not be tempted to start dishing out apologies. Now, the only apology that they wanted was to Meghan. He will not apologize to Meghan because he's the king of England. Baby, go ahead and have that little kingdom in Saltine Island. He went on to say, they said it was reported that Charles wants an apology from Harry, but that's far from the case. Charles wouldn't expect that. So now they're saying, oh wait, no. You don't understand. We both owe each other apologies, but I'm such a big person. You don't have to give me an apology, Harry. And I assume that Meghan won't want any apologies either. I think that's what they're going for, right? They said Charles wouldn't expect that. He knows the Windsors are a stubborn lot, and Harry is no exception. The quid pro quo is, can Harry accept that he won't be getting an apology either? I'm sure Harry can expect that, but Meghan can't. And you see, even in this article, it's like they don't get it. Can Harry accept that? Yeah, but we all know that, like Meghan said, Harry and Meghan are salt and pepper. They move as one. They are not getting around acknowledging what they did to Meghan, right? And getting Harry back. They're just not. It's just not going to happen. They keep trying to find a way, and I get it, because William and Kate, they will throw each other under the bus, okay? But the thing is, Charles doesn't realize the same way you love Camilla, and I'm not comparing Meghan to Camilla, but you get my analogy, and you'll do everything, and you crumbled a kingdom for that woman, Charles. Yeah, Harry feels that for Meghan times double, because he didn't make Meghan be his mistress. Anyway, right? He knows the Windsors are stubborn. Don't forget that Charles authorized Jonathan Dimbley to write a book which attacked his parents, but ultimately they all basically forgot about it, chalked it up, down to experience and moved on. Charles wants to hit the reset button, but not at any price. Now, that book that Charles authorized to talk trash about Philip and the Queen, Charles's parents, first of all, they didn't just hit reset. Philip couldn't stand Charles, and the Queen treated him like a big disappointment. There's a reason she stayed on the throne so long. And it wasn't at 90 that she loved what she was doing, because at the end of the day, let's be real, the Queen wanted her corgis that colonialism bought. She wanted her racehorses that, taking money from taxpayers bought. She wanted to chill. Let's be real. She sat there as an FU to Charles, in my opinion. I will say this, they didn't hit the reset button. And when the Queen passed away, Charles sold everything she loved. But we really need to ask us where those corgis are. I'm just saying, all the racehorses are gone. Everything that she loved, she took. Everything that Philip wanted, Charles dismantled. Did they hit the reset button? They said, well, there is little doubt that a cordial meeting with the Sussexes would represent a win for King Charles. Such hopes and dreams are balanced by concerns on the king's side over the past years of doing anything that may breathe new life into the media narrative of a destructive royal feud. That's right? Breathe new life? We all see you treating them like crap. You evicted them. What other life? Like, I'm confused. Did we think that they'd hash things out? Because they're moving kind of grimy. Arranging a meeting with Harry, no matter how cordial, would be a risk just doing that. Indeed, the palace has been notably quick to smash the false rumors of peace summits or tete-a-tetes in recent weeks. But here's the thing. The press makes up rumors about a peace summit, and then 2 weeks later, they're like, never mind. Harry and Meghan have done zero to try to talk to them. However, Harry did ask, may I stay the night at the castle so that I may honor my grandmother? And the palace said no. They took away their home. They took away everything they wanted. And now Charles is saying this. Again, this sounds like all cap. However, the fact that courtiers are understood to have told Harry he would be made welcome if he wished to visit his father at Balmoral earlier this month is clearly a positive sign that things are moving in the right direction. They're saying that Charles' priority is not Harry. The friend said that Harry's issue doesn't have to be sorted out immediately, but it'll be sorted out eventually. When Charles is on his deathbed, which might be tomorrow, you never know. Charles loves Harry, but his priority is to fill his duty as king and not let his mother down. That means that constitutional considerations have to come first. Now, interesting they talk about the constitutional considerations, because if you guys don't know, Harry is the Chancellor of the state. Charles was thinking about removing him, but then they said no. So what did Charles do? What he always does. Super passive aggressive. He took away Harry's home, right? Won't give them any room in Kensington Palace. There's like 1,000 rooms there. Buckingham Palace, 1,000 rooms. They won't give them one room. But do you know, to be a Chancellor of the State, you need to actually have a residence in the UK? Charles took away that. So now he can use that as the last holding thing to remove Harry as Chancellor of State. Chancellor of State is, if something happens to the king, it's basically like, the same way here we have president, vice president, the congressional whip? No, that's for the minority. The Speaker of the House. Okay, so anyway, right? They're saying that Charles has inherited that instinct, but times have changed. And the reality is, while people are sympathetic, the continued alienation of Harry and Meghan reflect poorly on Charles as a leader. It will only become even more pronounced problem if his grandchildren, who are a prince and princess, grow up in California without any apparent contact with Harry's family. And while royal sources like to give the impression that Charles has no need to hurry, the simple fact is Charles is already 74. At the age of 73, he is the oldest person yet to ascend to the British throne. Given that both his parents live well into their 90s, he can be generally expected to do the same. They're saying, but the time is not actually on Charles's side. And were something unthinkable to happen and Prince William to take the throne, even the most optimistic of palace spinners concede that an outbreak of brotherly love would be completely unlikely. Why is that? Because William's jealous of Harry. William's petty. William's vindictive. William is waiting for Charles to go so he can make Harry suffer. The funny thing is, everybody thought that Meghan and Harry were making the biggest mistake by leaving the institution, but it literally was. They jumped before they were pushed. Meghan saw the writing on the wall. Meghan saw what William was doing. Meghan saw what Kate was doing. And she was like, let's get out now while we can. Could you imagine if they had stayed? They had, like, what, driven her crazy, ruined their reputations, made them persona non grata, dug up dirt. Who knows if they'd even be together? They left at an opportune time. Anyway, they said William has remained furious with his brother, outraged that what he sees as betrayal of him and his family and their privacy for financial gain. He has no wish to see him. However, Charles does. A former staffer who worked for the king in their time at Buckingham Palace told the Daily Beast that Charles has a strategic need to resolve the issue and Harry's estrangement from the family. They said it's not sustainable for the king, who is the national symbol of unity, to be on such bad terms with a son that they haven't even been pictured together in years. Ultimately, Charles has not just a personal but also a strategic need. The division between state and family is so pivotal. They're saying that Camilla's at the heart of it. She's the only one who will be in a position to advise him who and to who he will listen to. She is a pragmatic, and I'm sure she understands the importance of putting this aside. Listen, Camilla's still mad at Harry too, because Harry literally painted her as who we thought she was, an evil stepsister. I do want to say this, right? As much as Charles is like, oh my God, we don't care. As much as Harry, as much as all these people, I don't think it's Charles's choice anymore. I don't think it's William's choice. I think things are so boring on Saltine Island that they are demanding that Charles bring Harry and Meghan over so they can have another 3 years to write in the gossip thing. And that's what Charles and William are really mad about. Their masters are bringing them to heel and telling them that you better at least give them some rooms in Kensington Palace, probably so they can spy on Meghan and Harry, or give them security so they can add a little razzle dazzle. See, that's the thing. At the end of the day, those papers don't sell without Meghan and Harry. And they can't literally go to William's marriage and start saying, oh, William is separated from Kate and all this other stuff, because that is the future king of England. But Charles made such a streamlined monarchy that they really have no choice, y'all. Let's see how this turns out. I doubt Harry and Meghan will take the bait. Charles didn't even seem to want to give the bait. Camilla could care yet less. She just wants these 20 years and to set her family up. William and Kate will be very interesting to watch, because I do think that they will start to combust. But now that Harry and Meghan have separated themselves from them, what are you going to talk about? Who are you going to slander? What's going on? Y'all listen, I'm telling you, the papers want Harry and Meghan back. Something tells me now that they're telling Charles to get on it, something's going to happen, probably by trooping of the color or whatnot. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to you later. Bye.